whichever series I'm reading is usually my favorite book.
So you like
Living
to read
very much in the moment.
You like to read fantasy kind of books?
Yeah, I don't really like nonfiction.
Okay. So if you were given the choice between playing a video game or playing on the internet or reading a book, which one would you rather do? And be honest.
I don't have any video games, and I would usually read and I would play on the computer for not too long, so.
Will only gets a half an hour computer day, and we don't have a television in our house, so.
No, yes we do.
Well, we physically have one for watching videos, but it doesn't function as a TV. We don't get any reception where we live.
So, you value sitting down in the solitude of just
Yeah, I
reading
don't
a
have
book.
any siblings, so I have a lot of downtime.
When you read a book, what is it that you like about it? Just, do you like the characters? Do you like going into and imagining different places? Like, what is it that you like about reading books?
I just like learning about the different characters and I like a lot of authors are pretty good, so it's like I can be in the place, so I like it a lot.
Do your friends read at school?
Yeah, we are doing this 30-minute read type thing. We do it like every day.
Will you tell your friends like, hey, I just read The New Warriors, you should read it?
Yeah, I talk a little bit about that. Like, you should read this book when I'm reading it or something. Yeah.
When you're at school, do you have a time in the day when you have to learn about the computer?
Well, our class has been trying to make a magazine, so I've learned quite a bit about it, the computer.
That's right, that's your magazine project on the solar system?
Yeah.
Or the Big Bang?
The solar system.
The solar system, yeah. So they're trying to learn the publisher software, I think.
Yeah.
Mr. Bjorn comes in to
Born.
comes in to talk to you guys about that and show you how to use it. Yeah. They have a class of 20 or 19 students, and there's 3 computers in the classroom. So they have
We go
obviously.
to the computer lab.
And then they go to we're at Heinsberg Community School, and they have a computer lab with about, would you say, 20 computers in it?
No.
More than that. More, 20 or 30. So it's actually, it has quite a bit of technology available.
As a parent, have you ever said no, you can't read a specific book?
No, we haven't had to cross that bridge yet. Yeah, it's very self-selecting, so it's all adventure, dragon, kinds of things. So it's we haven't had to do that yet. Yeah. And I don't think we probably will.
Do you ever run across something that you find difficult or just kind of like challenging in a book that you have to talk about with like your mom?
Like something hard to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once in a while it switches settings and I get a little confused. But that doesn't really happen.
So do you talk about the books that you read with your parents or with librarians?
Yeah, mostly my parents. Because there's only like once a week for only 30 minutes that we get to go down to the library and choose a book.
So do you do most of the selecting of your books on your own, or do you talk to other people about it?
Well, I read the series Ranger's Apprentice, and that Miss Stanley, one of our librarians, recommended that to me. It was a great series. The 6th is coming out.
Are you excited?
Mm-hmm.
So do you like books that so they're series so that you get to read the next one after you're done?
Yeah, I really like series. There's only been a couple books that have not been series. I have read The Tale of Despero and Dragon Rider. That's pretty much it. That's not been a series.
Okay. Do you guys have any more questions?
Are you proud of the fact that you're a reader?
Yeah, I like reading. So I don't
Do you hope you're always a reader?
Do I what?
Do you hope you're a reader when you grow up too?
Yeah, I want to read a lot. It's fun to find out what's in books.
Awesome.
It's fun to read the newspaper too, huh?
And comics.
And the comics.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, I hope you get to read everything that you want to read.
Right. We're hoping that this is going to last us for the plane ride out. I don't know.
Kid. They've been shopping more, and his father is a vet where I take my dog.
Oh, really?
So it's all this interlinked thing. So he comes in, and the vet's like, "Your dog's doing fine," and I'll have him like feel the vet out, feel the dog out, and
He reminds me of me when I was little. I read all the same kind of books. That was like,
well, there's something about that Aaron Hunter series that just kids, they whip through it.
what is it called?
It's Aaron Hunter. It's the Warrior series,
Yeah.
and there are probably, I want to say 4 different series, all based on the cats, and each book probably has 5 or 6 books. So if you like that, there's just oodles of great reading.
I have so much to catch up on with my like pleasure reading.
None of the
although
kids
I
in
can-
the interview remind me of myself. I'm like, I don't even know if I was reading when I was that
I
young.
was a little nerd.
I
4th,
can't
5th, 6th
remember.
grade. That's all I
You
did.
should talk to Elizabeth. She taught herself how to read at 3
Really?
because no
I
one
don't
was
know
reading
how.
to her.
My parents read to me a lot though when I was a kid, and then I just got slipped right into like fantasy series.
Yeah, I didn't learn to read until I was 8.
Really?
Struggle, huge struggle.
That's my sister was the same way. She wasn't a good reader. She was never a reader. She didn't like reading.
Right. Now it turns out I'm dyslexic, so that nobody knew back then. So it took a while. And then once it hit, I was like, oh my god, I love this. But it took a while.
We just interviewed Laban again this morning. And,
Oh, and he's great.
and he was telling us his story, and he was dyslexic as a kid, and he told us that he didn't tell us the first time we interviewed him. He told us he did a book report on the same book every year until like he learned how to read in like finally in like 6th grade.
Wow.
And it was Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Oh, I love that book.
And he said every year he slowly like, it came to him like he understood.
Yeah, when you have your moment, when it finally hits, mine was Go Dog Go.
Mhm.
Then I was like, ooh, I got it. Like it finally made sense to me. Up until that point, I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, these letters mean something.
Mhm.
All right, what's your next question?
Okay, so how have you seen the industry as a bookseller? What are the trends you see in the industry? In the last, how long have you been?
We've been open 12 years.
So in the last 10 years.
Fantasy's huge, and I don't think it was as big when we opened as it is now. Harry Potter really blew that open, and Harry Potter made that kind of fantasy accessible to everybody. And there used to be sort of what you just said, kind of like the nerdy bookish kids who went right to their fantasy, and now it's much more accessible to everybody. That young boy who was just here, he reads regular. He reads. If you need to get rung up, just pop on. Okay. Sorry. It's fine.
You've been talking.
Oh, this is really good. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You've been here before, right?
Yes.
What's your last name?
Abel, A-B-E-L.
Okay.
So the trends.
Trends.
Fantasy.
And then I think fewer picture books. I think picture books, except the truly exceptional ones, seem to be suffering a little bit in terms of sort of the mid-list picture book person, author and illustrator team who would have normally been bought in hardcover 12 years ago. People are waiting for paperback, or they're just skipping altogether. Also, the clientele, the kids especially, are incredibly well informed about their authors. And they're on the internet. They're on their authors' websites. They know when the next Warriors book is coming out. They know that an Anthony Horowitz book is available in England and it's not available here. And the kids are they're really using the internet. And people are coming in with reviews. And a lot of people want to make sure that they know the book they're buying is good. And they'll look it up online. They'll also go to Amazon and read the customer reviews or, Borders or Barnes. Realistic sort of girl teen fiction seems to be very popular. The Click series, I don't really care for them, but they're big and they're they have the TV tie-in to go with that. In middle grade, you have your regular mix of fantasy and also, hi there. How are you?
Good.
Let me know if you need help finding anything. Okay. You should talk to her. She's a good reader.
Would you like to be interviewed?
They're from St. Mike's and they're doing their senior thesis on children's literature.
Okay.
Yeah? You want to do it right now? We can sit, we have a little spot right over here that we've set up, so you can sit right down. Right over here.
Okay.
On one of those, and we'll take the other one away, whatever one you want to sit on. Here, we can have Mary sit right here. So my name is Kirsten, this is Mary, and this is Redmond. What's your name?
Kate.
Kate? Okay. You ready, Redmond?
Yep.
Alright. So you can just talk to me, you can ignore the camera. So can you tell us your full name, how old you are, and what grade you're in?
My full name is Catherine Scher, and I'm in 6th grade, and I'm 11 years old.
Okay. And would you consider yourself a big reader?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright. Can you tell us what your absolute favorite book is of all time?
Nobody's Princess and Nobody's Prize.
And what are those books about? Are they fiction, nonfiction?
They're fiction, and they're based on Helen of Troy growing up before she became the one who went off and, like, got married to, like, the guy. And they make her a very interesting character. And, yeah, I really enjoyed those books.
So you like books, so it's based on reality, but it's fiction.
Yeah.
So what are other kinds of books you like? Do you prefer fiction over nonfiction, fantasy over, say, historical fiction?
Well, I think I prefer fantasy over nonfiction, but it depends upon what kind of nonfiction. Like, I enjoy reading, like, nonfiction books about, you know, girls my age and stuff, but when it's boring stories about people and, like, their discoveries in other countries and stuff, it's, yeah.
Have you read any of the Gossip Girl series?
No, I haven't.
Do you want to?
Not really.
So you're not into the cliquey kind of fashion world?
No, not really.
Do you, if you had the choice between, at home, do you have TV?
Mm-mm.
You don't have TV? Do you have the internet at home? So,
Or I do, but I only go on, like, once a week, so.
what do you do when you go on the internet?
Really? When I'm on the internet, I either, buy music or, I don't know. That's basically it. I don't do much on the internet.
Do you ever look up your favorite author and maybe what's coming up?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
But so if you could do anything in your free time, what would you do?
Read, or I like to read. I like to farm. I like to in the summertime. And yeah.
Do you know what a Kindle is? It's a new thing that you can read a book on like an iPod, basically.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that you would rather read a physical book, like having the pages in front of you and flipping it, or